You wake up tomorrow and check your phone. Your entire net worth, every dollar you've ever saved, your emergency fund, your rent money, everything is now Bitcoin. No cash, no backup, just crypto. Let me show you what happens in the first 24 hours. You need groceries. You open your wallet app, but the grocery store doesn't take Bitcoin. You try to convert some to cash, but the transaction fee is $42 and it'll take 3 hours to process. By the time it clears, Bitcoin's price has dropped 4%. You just lost more money buying eggs than the eggs cost. Now here's where it gets interesting. Let's say you started with $50,000 all converted to Bitcoin on January 1st, 2022. By the end of that year, you're staring at $16,000. You've lost 68% of everything you had. But here's the thing nobody tells you about. If you held through 2023, you'd climb back to $34,000. Then 2024 hits and suddenly you're at $93,000. You nearly doubled your original investment. But let's zoom into a single week in May 2021. On Monday, you have the equivalent of $58,000. By Friday, it's $35,000. That's a $23,000 loss in 5 days without you doing anything. You didn't buy anything. You didn't sell anything. You just existed. Now imagine trying to pay rent on Friday when your landlord wants $2,000, but your buying power changed 3 times since you woke up. The real chaos starts when you need money for an emergency. Your car breaks down. The mechanic wants $1,500 today. Right now, Bitcoin is up 8% from yesterday, so you're feeling good. You initiate the transfer to your bank. The network is congested. Transaction pending. 6 hours later, it clears, but Bitcoin dropped 11% while you were waiting. Your $1,500 repair just cost you an extra $165 in value loss. The mechanic doesn't care that you timed it wrong. Here's what makes this scenario truly dangerous. In December 2017, Bitcoin hit $19,000. People who went all in felt invincible. By December 2018, it was $3,200. Imagine having $50,000 become $8,000 in 12 months. That's an 84% collapse. Most people broke. They sold at the bottom because they needed to eat, but the ones who held. By November 2021, Bitcoin hit $69,000. They would have turned that $8,000 into $172,000. The psychological damage is worse than the numbers. You check your phone 40 times a day. Every notification makes your heart race. Red candles feel like personal attacks. Green candles make you euphoric, but you can't spend the gains because the moment you convert to cash, you lose the upside. You're trapped in a cycle where you're either too scared to sell or too greedy to secure profits. Let's talk about what you can't do. You can't get a mortgage. Banks don't accept I have Bitcoin as proof of stable income. You can't pay utilities directly. Most insurance companies won't touch you. Your Netflix subscription declines because your payment method volatilized out of range. You're theoretically wealthy but practically broke. Now the real question you've been wondering, what if you timed it perfectly? Let's say you went all in on March 2020 when Bitcoin was $5,000 during the pandemic crash. By April 2021, you'd have $63,000 per coin. Your $50,000 becomes $630,000 in 13 months. But here's the brutal truth. Almost nobody times it perfectly. The people who bought at $5,000 also watched it drop to $3,900 in March. Most panic sold. The ones who held through that drop are statistical anomalies, not the norm. Your entire life becomes a gamble you can't exit. Every purchase is a bet against future growth. Every bill payment feels like you're selling too early. You see Bitcoin jump 20% in a day and realize the money you spent on rent yesterday would be worth $2,400 instead of $2,000 if you just waited one more day. This isn't investing. This is psychological torture with a ticker symbol. So after living this nightmare for months, here's what actually happens to most people. They crack, they diversify, they take some profits and put them somewhere stable because human beings aren't built to watch their entire existence fluctuate by thousands of dollars before breakfast. The ones who truly go all in and stay all in either become millionaires or lose everything. There's no middle ground, and the ratio heavily favors the second outcome.